Well, would you look at that? It seems that someone else finally has it on him and is gonna keep it on him at all times. What's up, guys? I'm Pencil here, and here to do a breakdown / live reaction and review to chapter 177 of Sentimental, which is known as Trigger Finger. And I'm a little bit excited. Obviously, last chapter ended off crazy. Realistically, last chapter was like two interactions. It was like Mama calling her kids and the kids showing up, but the kids showed up in the best way possible. They restored Miles, which now means that Denji can launch some more things up, or Pochita can launch more things up. Took off one of Denji's arms. It's getting crazy already, and that's just them traveling. That's just them showing up. So we're really about to see a proper battle. A runback of runbacks of runbacks. Sentimental, the hero of the underworld, versus Yoru, the horseman of war. And I'm also excited. So let's not waste any more time. Let's hop right into it. Editing me. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do it to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. And another fun fact, Yoru also has it on her and she keep it on her at all times. She got it literally built in. Like, that's actually crazy, because I think these gauntlets just flat out do replace her arms. We don't see, in the last chapter, we don't see her regenerate or anything. And notably, Yoru lost her arm a while ago as Asa, and she never regenerated it then. So it looks like Splagooter and Tank literally just made her new arms, which is interesting. Once again, I do wonder if Yoru has any sort of regenerative property, or if she's really just stuck like that. Like, we know Makima's regenerative property came from the fact that she had her contract set up with the Prime Minister of Japan, aka whatever travesty fell upon her, we transferred to a random Japanese citizen as an illness and stuff like that. But clearly, Yoru doesn't have any contract set up, so I wonder if the horseman really just can't regen. It would explain why family was so concerned about infiltrating that government facility and was like, we need to prep for this, we cannot just go in blind. And honestly, not having regen, not having conditional regen, because notably Pochita and a lot of the other fiends have regen based on the fact that they need to consume juice, that red juice, and I ain't talking about no Hawaiian punch, that red juice, like, legitimately. But I'm intrigued, because now the question is, are these permanent? Are these Asa's new arms after this battle? Because presumably, I don't think the Big D, I don't think big old Mama Death is going to show up and throw hands or anything like that. Though someone did bring up the fact that, yeah, I forgot. Apparently, Pochita fought all 4 of them before, including D, the Big Death in the underworld. So, like, I don't know. I'm a little concerned, considering Pochita took damage from just Tank and Splagooter arriving. I'm a little bit crazy. But let's see. Mouth restored. Golly. I mean, he took a lot of damage in the end of series run against Makima, and that gauntlet he ran. Obviously, to the point where he was like fatigued enough they had to go run and hide and like transfer a lot of power to power and then go back to Denji. But like, I think this is the most damage we've seen Pochita take in one clean hit. And the thing was, I feel like it barely counts as a hit. Like, this was a summoning ritual. Like, essentially, imagine you don't take damage from Thor throwing Mjolnir, but then again, that's actually like a thing. Like, when Thor summons Mjolnir, he does do a whole bunch of destruction. But that's the thing. It's interesting. I guess it kind of does just work like Mjolnir, where ultimately just the act of summoning it back is enough to do lethal damage. And I'd say this is relatively lethal. Like, Pochita's stomach was torn out along with their whole arm on the summon. That's wild. But I like this. Hit him with, wait, interesting. She uses one finger. Typically, I don't know, maybe because I'm like mentally spoiled by JJK, but even then, before JJK or anything, this is how I really up it. Like this, I guess mainly because this is like a pointing gesture, and pointing doesn't allude to Splagooter or to Tank or anything like that. Like, typically when you like, yeah, even like in the game Shotgun, I'm not sure maybe, or shoot, I probably should have shot Splagooter. That's how I used to play it. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm dating myself. Once again, maybe I'm uncifying myself further, but you didn't just, and you definitely didn't. So to see her pull out the bang, clearly that's a reference to her older sister, I presume, right? Considering if we're probably going by like incarnation rate, I'd say that Makima is the oldest. Then again, we don't know how old Family was. We have so little information on family, it's crazy. But with it being the case, Kisina called back to the bang, but this time she actually got the bang on. Okay, I see you, Fujimoto, I see you. She got that trigger finger built in, I see you. But let's see. Bang. Oh, but you know what I like? I like how Pochita knows. Like, ultimately, thanks to the experience. But then again, that does make me retroactively wonder, did Pochita not remember, or was the ability that Makima used, the similar bang ability from part 1, was that a new tech that she developed specifically to fight Chainsaw Man? Because in part 1, Chainsaw Man never blocked the bangs, and admittedly the bangs seem to alter or work a little bit differently than they do here, where it seems like a genuine projectile is fired somewhat that Pochita could, like, parry. At least seemingly based on this line right here. Bangs kind of were just, like, nonsensical, non-interactable force, so maybe that's the difference? But still, it's interesting. And honestly, at least based on Pochita being able to react, especially at a much closer range, but then again, I guess there's no extrasensory perception. The reason I'm so shocked is because just them arriving was enough to do a real decent amount of damage to Pochita. So you would think the actual attacks would do it. So maybe Mjolnir was a bad example, but like an actual Splagooter. Instead of firing the Splagooter, which would do the more lethal damage, imagine the more lethal damage gets done by someone throwing you the Splagooter. That would be crazy. Let's see. Bang! But I do like the parry. The parry is clean. Ooh, but it wasn't too clean. Now I see that. So he goes to parry it, and then gets knocked back anyway. The force of the Splagooter is that heavy, that hefty, that juicy, that beefy. Boom! Rolls. Darn, not more than a roll, gets sent flying into another building. Golly. Okay. So those are just her arms. At least for now. Once again, I wonder though. How much of... I don't remember how much the people that were holding Splagooter... I'm not sure how much they had. Percentage-wise, because I know America had a really large amount. But I'm wondering, like, how much of this is her actual kids? Like, is this all of Tank and it's still just a portion of Splagooter? Or vice versa? Or are they the same amount? I don't know. But it is interesting to see that Asa ultimately does have those arms, and these are essentially her replacement. Meaning that, I think, confidently speaking here, Yoru is getting a massive permanent buff. If these guys don't, like, say, deuces, mom, I'm moving out, like, the moment this fight is over, also, they get quite small. Let's see. Boom! I was about to say, she's not pointing here, but she is. It's hard to draw, like, pointing in a 2D perspective, especially head-on like this. It looks like, here you can tell I'm pointing because of the difference in, like, the angle of my finger and how close I'm pointing to the camera, but in this tiny shot, it almost looks like she isn't pointing. But you can tell by the lines ending here, not curling around here underneath the thumb, that she is pointing. But, Asa, what do you gotta say? Tank, Splagooter, both were created for war. They fought for me, as my kin, as symbols of my horrors. Aww. I mean, I shouldn't be saying aw, but like, I get why she's so sentimental about it, and why she would call them her kids, right? Because, like, technically, yeah, they were born of Yoru, who is war. The only reason... Heck, you could argue almost any of the fiends that are weapon-based are also, by proxy, Yoru's kids. Because even a blade was made for what? Conflict, battle, war. So, like, any weapon fiend could be like, she may, in a roundabout way, be Katana Man's mama. Or at least the D that makes up the fiend aspect of Katana Man is technically Yoru's kid. So is Reizei's technically her daughter, considering, you know, La Bamba. So, like, if we're going with this whole analogy that any spawn of war is by proxy a spawn of Yoru, Yoru's got a lot of kids. Do you pay any child support, young lady? But, well, she's probably not young. But still, both were created out of war. They fought for me as my kin, as symbols of my horrors. I do like how Yoru is genuinely sentimental, though. Like, notably, I did point out a lot in last chapter review, like, oh, Yoru, she's egotistical. Like, there's no way she really, like, actually cares. She was definitely gonna throw away her pride if a need be, because ultimately she wants this dub over Chainsaw Man more than anything else. She's a fiend for it. She desires it more than anything that she could get. But seeing the difference here, where Yoru's genuinely like, these are my people, these are my kids, these are my creations. Like, obviously it's different for like my own content because technically, you know, it's all just me, but like, yeah, still I'm putting those out there. Anybody who sees or likes a little reflection of me ultimately does naturally reflect on me as an individual more permanently than would ever reflect on the compact video that they're seeing or even the instant in time that they're seeing. And thusly, I can understand getting sentimental about your creations, especially when your creations end up working back and feeding back to help you. And of course, once again, with the content analogy, content creation has helped me a lot. Help me fill time, help me make a whole bunch of connections with a whole bunch of people, help me have a comment section. It's just always so great. Like, once again, I don't know. I've been at this game for like 4, going on 5 years consistently. The channel's older than that. Like, the channel's as old as 2017, which I think, like, looking back on it now and looking at like the analytics in comparison to other channels, I think I did make a mistake starting with this channel. If I could go back again, I would have made a fresh channel. I mean, that guy with the pencil that says just run the experiment. Who knows? I may do that. I may make a channel with like videos that are only 15 minutes or less, just to experiment and see what that's like. A completely new channel, completely separate email, all stuff like that. But essentially, the reason I bring all that up is, yeah, once it started to feed back into me, after I never expected to get any sort of traction, any sort of comment section, to see that now, yeah, it does make me feel sentimental. Like, looking at the interactions I have now in comparison to what I had 5 years ago, it's crazy to me. It touches my heart. I get it, Yoru. Even if my videos aren't symbols of my horrors, they're symbols of my thoughts. Question mark, exclamation point. Let's see. Slaughtering the black. Whoa! Why you gotta call him that? Wait, Asa. Asa. Why you gotta call him that? The what, Chainsaw Man? What does this have to do about his ethnicity? That's just the big Chainsaw Man, the real Chainsaw Man, the other Chainsaw Man. Why you gotta call him by his color? Asa. What did you doing, broski? We were having a moment. I was bonding with your other half. And here we are out here with you being got a little bit of that ist in you. A little bit of that ism in you. And not the ism that everyone else thinks yet. No, a little bit of that ism. Why you gotta call him the black Chainsaw Man? Huh? And why you gotta talk about slaughtering him? Well, Pencil, isn't he slaughtering everybody else? Okay, and? She has to call him black. Who gave you permission to turn off? I just did. But interesting. Slaughtering the black Chainsaw Man will help us grant Denji's wish, right? No! Now you're just gone. Any hope of a normal life is gone. He's cooked, alright? There's nothing you can do. That's what Famine said. I love how even Yoru's like, no. Because, Yoru's dumb. But notably, I did notice, especially like throughout the reviewing of the series, she has slowly but surely been getting smarter. And that both excites and scares me because I'm like, whoa, since when did you start developing a brain? And ultimately, I think this is an example of that. Actually, with not seeing her face, this is very clearly you being like, she was definitely manipulating you, and by proxy me, to do her bidding. But regardless, I will take advantage of the fact that your emotions are now currently aligned with mine. So yeah, definitely. Let's do this. That's what Fammy said. We can trust Fammy. But are you really okay with this, Yoru? With turning your friends, the beasts born from you, into weapons? It's weird. I'm like whenever I still remember this phrase a lot from my childhood, and even as I got older. I'm not one of my parents' little friends. And like, even when I have kids, I want to be like a father that my kids are like, if I have an issue, I'll go straight to dad, and obviously straight to their mother as well. But like, I want to be that kind of parent, but at the same time, I still wouldn't necessarily be there for. I guess if I'm their family and I do love them, I love the guy I walk on. I guess I would ultimately be their friend, especially like in their younger years. Yeah. You kind of have to be. So ultimately, I get Asa identifying Splagooter and Tank as like ultimately Yoru's genuine real offspring and simultaneously her friends as they fought alongside her. It's like when you have an adult child. Like whenever my parents and how they talked to me when I was younger versus how they talk to me now is completely different because I'm now a full-grown adult. Let's see. The D's born from you into weapons? Children are their parents' property. No? Oh. No. 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 Like, I guess to some degree, legally speaking, they are till they're like 18, because like technically, when you post bail, you're buying them from the respective prison system or jail system they were in. But at the same time, like, I think ultimately that was done totally by, gosh darn Briggs, stop lying. But essentially, I don't believe that. I don't think that children are their parents' property, because like children are sentient. Obviously, up to a certain point, they definitely do need help, they need guidance, they need understanding and assistance in cultivating said sentience, but they still are sentient at the end of the day. And thusly, to say children are their parents' property, no, I think that's just flat out wrong. Because they're their own free sentient human beings. Free sentient human beings that if you treat them wrong enough, or they treat you wrong enough, are going to end up in a nursing home for the rest of their days until they slowly perish. So like, I wouldn't say that. I would not say that kids are their parents' property. Maybe it's different in the underworld, but considering the kicks, I highly doubt it. Let's see. Huh? Uh-oh. Chainsaw Man said, nope. I am not running face. Not right now. I need to drink somebody's juice so I can get my arm back. I need some Hawaiian punch right this instant. Let's see. Chainsaw Man, remember me? Probably not. I highly doubt like you look like your underworld self. I don't think we've seen horsemen in the underworld, but I don't think we've seen Yoru in the underworld. Or any of this. We haven't really seen any of their underworld forms. Not even Makima and Nayuta, like their hypothetical true form, unless those forms that they have are their true forms. I don't know. Let's see. Did the pain remind you? Did it make you tremble? Did your stomach rumble with the desire to eat me? It seems I made you pretty mad. So fight me, Chainsaw Man. Yoru should have just kept. I'm not sure what's going to happen on this next page, but Yoru, the moment anyone with the offensive starts yapping at all, one way or another, it's just, I don't know, dog. I don't know. You should know better. At least to me, right? Say I waited, I don't know, 15 minutes to fight the greatest enemy ever. Dog, I'm pulling out my Insta-op. I'm Insta-opping it. I'm just immediately bop, 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 bop. Like legitimately it's going everywhere. Whoa, pause. But really, I don't get it. You talking all this smack like you ain't better get smacked. But who knows? Obviously this seems like a much more competitive battle than it was before. Though I do wonder why Chainsaw Man did go up on the roof. Probably gonna just go attack some random humans for a regen, but let's see. I'm sorry, I still can't mute my mic. But let's see. Gone. Ooh, but you're tracked. Okay. And I do love how Chainsaw Man moves. Once again, very, very animalistic, very bestial. And it's interesting considering we know that the D's of the underworld, including Pochita themselves, are quite sentient. But it's just based on how Pochita operates. It's very dog-like in the sense of like, boom, and just gone. Like, I still remember when I had dogs. At any moment, they could just dip. And sometimes they did. I specifically remember it was one winter morning. I was like, oh man, I really don't feel like doing nothing this morning. I ain't got school, it's whatever, I'm gonna lay in. But I remember, oh wait, no, I got dogs, let me go let them out. And I remember opening the door, letting my first dog out, and they went, they peed, they did the business, and then we came back inside, went, cleaned it up, and then came back. And I let the other dog out, because the snow was up pretty darn high. And I still remember letting them out. They put their two paws on the... I'm sorry, this brings back memories. God, I miss them. I couldn't do that. I miss my dogs. I miss them so much. But she put her paws on the front steps and then put her back paws down. She stretched and she was gone into the snow. Y'all, for reference, it was warm in the house since we had the heater on. I was wearing shorts, a tank top, and flip-flops. I booked it straight after that dog. Like my life depended. I straight just ran. And that's the same thing. But she didn't just like a dog. Look, dipped. And my poor, well, I don't know. For some reason, she never did that again. That's the funny thing. She never did it again. At least in terms of like snow. She would like run sometimes, but she was like going. Like if I didn't book, like if I had turned around, like get a coat or put on some jogging pants or anything, if I gave her maybe 10 seconds, she would have been gone. I had to book it out the door at Mach speed after the dog was no bigger than this. Okay, maybe a little bit bigger. Dogs no bigger than this and no taller than this. They would have been gone. they were moving that quickly. So I get it. And I do like the dog-like mannerisms, especially for Pochita, considering they are established to be quite dog-like. But let's see. Yoru points, swerves around, points back. What's happening? That's not good. Okay, so she really is okay. That's not good. That's like, so it looks like the kids have surpassed their mama, at least in a sense, because they were able to blitz to her fast enough to do big damage fast enough that Chainsaw Man couldn't react. But Yoru can't perceive Chainsaw Man still. Obviously, I know that she can't sense them. Extrasensory abilities just kind of really aren't a thing in Chainsaw Man. There's no like hardline power system, in spite of there being a hardline power system, if you know what I'm talking about. There's no like universal power system like chakra or ki or curse energy or something like that. But the fact that Yoru was unable to track Denji, like I thought this was her turning to chase him as if he had tried to blitz behind her. No, she just lost him. Meaning that Chainsaw Man could come in and lop her head off, and it doesn't look like Spagooter or Tank could do anything about it, considering they are just reduced down to gauntlets. But let's see. Blood drive! Give blood to save a life! Blood drive! Oh. This would be malignantly horrifying. Like, a part of me would just cease existing, bro. And, like, I think Chainsaw Man's even scaled down a little bit here. Like, this man is humongous. Like, I swear he's, like, nearly 10 feet tall. But even if he was just this tall and he appeared in front of me, missing an arm, bleeding out from the guts, I'd be like, oh, today's my day, huh? And the fear that would be coursing through my veins, dog. I'd be gone. Let's see. Blood drop. Running off. No way, dog. No way. Please, like break into the. Don't do this, dog. I don't blame her though. I don't blame them reaction. I'd also go. I would probably scream. Even I'd hit the highest high note ever. Like, y'all have heard my falsetto voices, aka the voices where I just completely abandon my low register and just go straight up high. It's in the back of my throat. Shockingly enough, it doesn't hurt. Back in the day, though, back when I actually had to use this to sing and hit those high tenor notes, it would absolutely annihilate my throat. Now, I can just speak this high, even go a little bit higher. Like higher than Elmo range, for absolutely no reason at all. It's literally just muscle memory. Which is funny, because I guess technically that counts as, I guess your vocal cords count as muscle, but like, I haven't. When was the last time I did a musical? Oh Lord, I don't even want to say it. I feel old. Like, yeah, it's been a while since I've been like legally obligated to hit high notes. And even my last musical, I was lucky enough to actually have, like, the musical actually did have bass in it. They had bass parts, so I was like, oh, perfect, I can sing those instead. But even still, that muscle memory is built in. So I would probably hit the and just block it. So I can't blame. I'm not gonna get under a case. If I saw that, I'd run too. Let's see. Is he gonna just? Oh. Oh, did he disengage? Wait a minute. You can do that? Since when? Hold on a second. Am I Did he disengage one of his chainsaws? I don't remember him ever doing that. He has the two chainsaws here. He's still missing the arm. Yeah. He doesn't have a chainsaw in that hand. Huh. Am I Has he been able to do that this entire time? Can Denji do that? Has Denji done? I need to reread. Badly. Why is it so bamboozling me? I did not know he could do that. He just put it away. He just probably not how that sounded, but still, he just sealed away one of the chainsaws. Huh. Like, he's still, like, notably, when we say Pochita's forearm, technically he's like four-armed. He's not like four arms, like forearms. I'm sorry, but like he I was about to like see if I could fit a bar into that, but then my brain screamed Droll from Seven Deadly Sins. I was like, that's not how that works. But like, technically, Pochita's just double jointed in the sense that he has the lower forearm and the upper forearm. But I don't think we've ever seen, especially like, to go with Haas's phrasing, black Chainsaw Man, not Black Frieza, black Chainsaw Man. I don't think we've ever seen him put away his katanas, or not katanas, put away his chainsaw. Interesting. And you know what? It doesn't make much sense, but it actually is kind of adorable that he's asking traditionally. And you know what this means, at least in my opinion? It means that he's calming down. Denji is likely slowly but surely on the return, because why would he come ask like this and not just attack somebody randomly? I mean, I guess Pochita's calmer, but like clearly Clearly, they would still attack if they really needed it desperately. But no, they're just genuinely asking for blood. Interesting. I wonder why they don't go into any area where they can find it though. Like they can probably smell it. Let's see. Oh. Texas, USA. Ouch. What? Okay. Approximately 400,000 of the National Splagooter Association of America's 3.5 million members lost their index fingers. Their trigger fingers. Oh, wow. Golly, that has to suck. So what, did they enter a contract by doing that? Jeez. Statue of Liberty? Yoru, what are you doing? If she better make the Statue of Liberty up it? Why the pose go crazy? Why she hitting that low? Wait. What? So Yoru raises the finger, matching the Statue of Liberty. Not the full pose though. She doesn't have the arm like faux holding something. Statue of Liberty. She bends the finger. Something cracks inside. Is there a Splagooter? What? That's the end of the. Is there a Splagooter inside the Statue of Liberty? That'd be crazy. Like obviously it's not in our real world. I hope not. But still, interesting. I wonder. Overall, a W chapter. A lot. Is this me or is this chapter short? I think it's because there isn't much dialogue despite Mouse being back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, that's 16 pages. So it's a little bit short, but it's not too much short. I think Fujimoto's chapters typically range from 16 to 20 pages. But all right, a W chapter. I'll admit, not exactly taking the tone I expected. I really thought we were going to, especially the way the last chapter ended, I thought we were really about to get into it, where like we were going to see a proper battle between these two. But at least for all intents and purposes, it looks like Pochita basically completely abandoned the battle. Like with genuinely zero regard for Yoru or anything like that. So that's intriguing. I wonder why. Like, notably, Pochita should remember them. Then again, though, he mentions acknowledging, well, no, Denji does. I'm not sure if Pochita does remember. Does he remember his conquests? Like, I don't know. Once again, his sentience and his ability to speak outside of his little dog form and inside Denji is, questionable. But the fact that he just completely abandons the fight, I get it because he needs to heal, but he completely abandons the fight and takes up one of the most blasé way possible to restore himself instead of just nibbling on another D. That sounds so wrong, but he could just attack somebody specifically or nibble on another D. That sounds bad, but they also have life juice inside them, or maybe go into the blood bank itself or something like that. But he doesn't. He just starts asking for it, and then the question becomes, who's going to give it to him? I don't know. Especially considering only mouth has been restored, none of the other things have been restored. So I don't know. Maybe someone's going to be kind enough to come and give him a little sip. But even then, how much would he need to recover? How much juice? I don't know. But still, it's interesting to see Chainsaw Man completely abandon the battle, all because he took some damage. Especially considering it appears, at least to me, based on this interaction, if Pochita wanted to remove Yoru's head and drink her juice, that sounds real bad. But no. I was about to make a bad joke. We're not going to do that. But ultimately, if Chainsaw Man really wanted to, he could have easily just blitzed Yoru and took her head off. At least that's what this interaction implies. Pochita lands on the roof, looks, dips, and then Yoru's confused on where she went, or where he went, and demands that he show himself. So he's clearly able to still blitz, but he doesn't. I'm assuming the reason he doesn't is half for plot, and the other half because Denji still cares about Asa/Yoru, considering he never knew the difference, and it's likely Pochita slowly but surely losing control, and more so reverting back to Denji, or at least in some of his mannerisms and senses, because this just seems a little bit too ludicrous for the Black Chainsaw Man that's been running around slaughtering everybody. But with that being the case, another question kind of becomes, what does this mean? What is the meaning of this triggering something in the... Did I call it the Eiffel Tower earlier? Lord. I think I said, I feel like I may have said Eiffel Tower earlier. I'm so stupid. The Statue of Liberty. I wonder what that's going to mean. Based on the cracking of it, based on this motion, I'm assuming there's probably is a Splagooter built into it and it's slowly going to break out of it. But that's very, very long range. Especially considering he was able to parry you at a much shorter range. You better hope that's like the most powerful thing ever. Oh, but with that being the case, this is in fact a W chapter. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, please do me a favor and leave no, I was about to make a whole man. For some reason, I'm bad. In the end of these review parts, I tend to get like the humor tends to take a dark dive off a really steep cliff. But leave Blood Giver. Leave Blood Giver in the comment section down below. I'd like to thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that little notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also I do have a Patreon down below where you support me for as low as $1 a month. Things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. Also, now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. So those perks include the live reaction to the very next chapters of every other series I review, ad-free variations of all my videos, and if you become a $25 patron or a $25 member, you can order whatever video you want. Also, I do have a link to my Ko-Fi in the description down below. You can drop 5 beans for a short video, 25 beans for a long video, or any beans at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with the Pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our $3 members: Zara, Greyhound, Eternal Flame, NMA, Real Rare, Red Wolf 4765, Paris Arnold, Astro, Brandon Payne, and G Prosper. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $5 patrons: Sean, Midnight Lord 21, Kevin, Encarnacion, Josh Brown, Igneal Lind, and A+A. And I'd like to give a big ol' thank you to our $7 members: Autumn Mornings Lazo, Fine, Zombie Hunter, and Austin Wimberly. Then I'd like to give a thank you to our $10 members: Robbie Uchiha, Jay Warrior, and AZ Void. Then I'd like to give a big ol' thank you to our $10 patrons: Overlord Zero, Joaquin Munoz, and Idem Okami.
And I'd like to give the craziest, juiciest, most next-level, quadruple, sloppy, toppy, next-level superhuman in beyond this world kidney having thank you to our $100 patron, or That Guy with a Pencil tier patron, Calvin Elder.